Hey everyone, welcome back to Nettle Barn. Today I'm going to be building my kitchen up here. Very exciting. I've already started with the pantry cupboard that I'm building in the corner here. This is mostly recycled timber I've used and pallet wood. So that's all going to be clad in the pallet wood up the sides there. And I'm also doing a little pallet wood cupboard up high here. But first job, I'm going to start building these base units. So I'm having a set of drawers to the left of the oven there, and then a double cupboard here with the sink on top. And I've got something real nice to make these out of. Let me show you my wood. So this was an oak tree that someone was getting rid of out of their garden, and I took it to the timber yard and they milled it me up roughly, and then I've let it dry out for a couple of years and then taken it to my dad's and cut it up on the table saw, as you can see, to more usable pieces. So I've got a load of almost 3x2 and then a load of almost 4x3, and because it was a garden tree, it had nails in it from washing lines and things, and I don't know if it's the iron or something that's been drawn up this tree as it's grown with a nail in it. Let's give it a blue tinge wherever it's had these nails, and you can see something there as well. It's going to look really interesting when this is planed up. So I've got my friend's planer again. I'm going to get these planed up, see what the grain looks like then. Just setting out now where the main posts are going to go. They're going to look nice. And then I'm going to run these rails across the top. So right at the top level there, just rest it on top for now. That's going to be my top rail. And then another one along the bottom, about that height I should think. There, something like that. And then another rail in the middle to divide that cupboard up. And that's my basic framework. I want this to be a decent-ish height so I can put some baskets or something under there for a bit of extra storage. And then these will be the two cupboards. So let's get some joints made. So that's all the joints cut. Put it together for a dry run. Just notched these into the vertical posts. And then this centre post, I've just cut it out like that, so I'll knock it out, you can see. They just come together like that. So I can get all this oak sanded up now, final sand, and get it all glued and screwed together. And then I can start working on the rest of the framework around the back. Whoa, look at them. Beautiful. So that's my framing work all done, and it is nice and solid. That's not going anywhere. I've these main upright supports, I've screwed that one through the back of that wall, but then I've screwed them all down into the floor diagonally as well at the base of all these. And then this one I've run a bit of timber up here so as I can go into that to tie those together. And then the supports across here for the granite, where these pencil lines are, that's where my stud work is for my stud wall, so I've got real good fixings into them, and then the rest of them are just through into plywood. And then these cross members screwed into here and into the wall at the end, but then I've also run a batten underneath that's screwed in so they've got something to sit on, so they're super supported. And then this bit here, I just set that out 30mm, the depth of the granite, because I'm going to have my granite to here, but then I want an upstand of granite down to the windowsill here, so I've made that so as I've got room for that to go in. And I did want granite on this windowsill as well, but I haven't got enough, so I'll just put some ply down on there for now, and then I'll tile that. So yeah, I'm happy with this stage done, and I'm very excited to get the granite on. However, I think it'll be a lot easier to get the bases in while I've not got a top on. So I'm going to do that first, get the base of the cupboards in, and then I can get some granite cut. I like the base, base, I like that plywood base. Starting to look like a kitchen. I've cut this worktop for length. I need to mark up this joint, so I'm going to take these off, stick that piece on, and then rest this back on, and I can mark that up then. Gosh, that's heavy. Whew! So I managed to pick the sink up for free because it's got this damage on it, and it's where they've drilled the hole through for the tap and damaged the enamel. And as you can see, they tried to do a repair on it, but it's not a very good job and it doesn't really match. So a friend's given me some enamel repair kit, and I'm going to have a go at trying to make this better. Yeah, look at that, looking like a kitchen now with worktops on. I've stuck these down with some grab adhesive silicone on top of all the framework, and then a friend's helped me lower them on because they are very heavy, as you would expect. Joint wise, looks a bit rubbish at the minute because I did put some filler stuff in as we put the two pieces together, sandwiched it in there, but it turns out it wasn't the right stuff that I'd been given, so I've scraped that back out. I'm going to have to put some in from the top to fill this joint, but once that's done you shouldn't really see that. And then the sink, the repair I did on the sink went really well. However, I don't know if you can see, it's stained yellow now because I've been making some elderflower champagne that you have to stir it every so often for a few days, and in between the stirring I've been leaving my spoon there and it's stained the blooming thing. But hey ho, sink's in, looks good, tap's plumbed in, drain's plumbed in, that goes down into that drain I put there. Happy days. And my next job was going to be doing the cupboards and drawers. However, I'm not really sure how I'm working this now because my cooker switches are in the back of here, so I could do with that being a cupboard really. Might still put a drawer at the top, but yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing, so I'm going to come back to that and I'm going to drop onto the pantry cupboard again for a bit. So I've finished off the framework in some 3x2 for the shelves and started cladding the shelves in pallet wood. They look alright, don't they? So carry on with this and we'll have a kitchen in no time. So that's all my pallet wood clad on the pantry cupboard, and I've put a couple of plant shelves in there to make use of all that light from the window. And I've also built the corner cupboard in the top right corner. So I've done the same thing, used 3x2 to make a frame and then set this door frame forwards a little bit. Put a shelf in there to divide it up. It's a nice little cupboard. It's real good use of this space. And because I've got a table saw now that can cut at an angle, I've ripped these two posts down at an angle and then joint them together, so that's one solid post. Give you lots of strength. Solid that. So what I've decided to do with these base units is put a drawer at the top of each one and then cupboard the bottom. So I've put some timbers in either side to attach my drawer runners to. Same in here. And then I've built these ones out to accommodate where the sink is. And it's left me just a narrow drawer here, but I'm sure I'll be very grateful of that. And almost a full drawer there, and then a full one there. And when I've built these, I've had to make sure that these timbers are perfectly square to the fronts. So I've put my square on here and made sure that they're running in to this front edge, so then the drawers will work nicely. And then I've measured from one side to the other at the front and back to make sure they're both running parallel. That way when I do get my drawers in, they should hopefully go in nice and easy. So let's go and make some drawers. So I've got some nice oak floorboards that someone gave me that can be the drawer fronts, but then the main body of the drawer I'm going to make out of pine. These are all bits I've got out of the garage, some floorboards from doing the floor in the barn and some scaffold boards from when I did the stairs. So to make these all the same size, just going to run them down on the table saw. So I've got all my pieces cut to the right lengths now, and I've cut joints in the end with the chop saw and a depth, and then just neatened it up with a chisel so as they've got a nice tight joint on there. And then I've also run down on the table saw a couple of times to get the right thickness, a groove, so as the base can sit in like that. That'll make it all really nice and strong. So I can glue all this together now and get it clamped. These are the draw runners I've got. 500mm soft close, full extension, ball bearing draw slides. Soft closing. Fancy. Oh yeah. That'll do, pig. And then oak front will sit on the front of there, nice and flush. Boom. Let's get 2 more made. So I've got all 3 of my drawers in now. Ready for some fronts on. So I've cut this one to length, sanded it up, and oh, it's lovely on there, look. Nice small even gap all the way around. That's where I want to glue it on. So you get some wood glue on her. Yeah, baby. I know that's right. And put the clamps back on it. Lovely. This will match colour wise when it's oiled. These have got a varnish on at the minute. When you sand them down they get a bit lighter. This is the one for that piece there. And I'm going to do it in one full piece with this overhang, so it just cloaks that little bit there to look nice and neat, that. But then this one, because the drawer is so small and the bit to cloak is bigger, I'm just going to put a solid piece on there and then that on the drawer. So I've cut this out of one continuous piece so as the grain does match. So these are what I'm going to make the cupboard doors out of. These are oak centre leaves out of dining tables that were all seconds. They've got these little gaps in them and stuff. But they're obviously still really nice timber. So I'm just going to strip them down and rejoint them into the cupboard door sizes that I need. So that is my base units all finished. Looking very smart, I'm happy with those. Got my fancy soft closers on my drawers, and then on my cupboards I just fitted these brass clips so they close nice. And my handles, these are all different patterns like mandalas on these, I really like them. But they came with these brass backs on, and it didn't leave you much room to get your fingers in, and the, sorry, not brass, chrome, the chrome, which isn't very in keeping with the like brass hinges I've got and my antique brass sockets and that. So what I've done is I've cut a slither of copper pipe and put that in instead. It means I can make it as deep as I want to get my fingers in nice, and it's a bit more in keeping. So that's the base units, all finished and looking pretty. Very happy with those. And I've started working on this pantry door cupboard. Now I went and fetched some pieces of 3x2 that were as straight as possible from the timber yard to build this with it being a long door. I was really worried about it having twist and that, so what I've done, I've cut these to size, screwed a little batten on there so as I can attach my pallet wood in there, and then when I've made the door frame, I've glued it and screwed it all together, and then I've put screws in top, middle and bottom into the frame so as it goes off it sort of dries in the right shape for the hole. And I've undone some of the screws just to see if it has helped, and it's taken most of the twist that was in it out, but it has still got a little bit on that top corner just going in. So I've put those screws back in, and my plan is to put this pellet wood on all the way up, glued and nailed, while it's screwed into that position, and then hopefully can undo the screws again and it will be solid and the right shape. Wish me luck. So I've left the bottom two screws in and the screws on the right hand side, and just undone this middle one on the left and the top one on the left, and it's still twisted, which is very annoying. So plan B, well plan C, I'm going to wet it, try and twist it. That's what you get for building such a long door. Yeah. See if that makes it change its mind. Bend it back. Come on. So for my two windowsills, I managed to get some granite. My friend had this piece. I actually gave him that piece about 10 years ago for a coffee table. And then he was like, do you want this bit of granite for anything? And I was like, yes, I need a bit of granite. Perfect fit, apart from just this little corner bit there. And then this one, I managed to pick another piece up for a tenner. So we'll chuck that in now, and windowsills will be done. It's only gone and worked. She fits a treat now. Nice and straight. Happy with that. Grand job. So, next job, very excited about this, is the splashback. Now, instead of getting some boring ass tiles for this, I thought I'd do something a little different, and drink a few beers. And when I say a few, I mean quite a few. So I'm going to tile this in bottle tops. Let's get a mix on. So I'm just using normal tile adhesive, and I have prepped this with some PVA to seal it so it doesn't soak in too quick. Fucking thing. So that's grouting all finished. It's come out real nice. Especially around this corner here where I've had to bend it around the corner. It's a nice smart job that. Can't believe that 3 bottle tops fit so perfectly as well to the size of that. And then I've used some copper tile trim to edge the top. Nice smart finish. I'm happy with that. It looks beautiful. So all I need to do now is pallet wood from there upwards where all the plywood is, and we'll be about done. Yeah, more shelves. Storage. So that's all the wood put on the gate blend now. Ties it in quite nicely. And my little shelves on the end here. And I've put this curtain up now as well, which is, this is a wardrobe rail, so I can attach it at the ends instead of having brackets attaching that way, and then the curtain can slide across nicely without any interruptions, which works well. So now let me show you the bit that I've really been looking forward to show you. So this cupboard door, you're all thinking, why is he making such an awkward long door? Why does he not just divide it up? And how the hell is he going to get to that tall cupboard up there? The answer is ladder. So I've got some nice storage on the back of the door to house the ladder, and then this can go in there to get to the top couple of shelves of that cupboard, and also on here so I can access this high cupboard. Beautiful. Got this beauty off Facebook Marketplace for a £5. Not sure what the stringers are, but the rounds are oak. Really nice wood. Took it all apart, sanded it up, glued it back together because it was a bit rickety before. Fits in there just nice. And then the other thing that I'm really excited about is this lighting in here. So I've put a bit of pallet wood on the front of each of the shelves, and then that overhangs just 10mm, so as I could run some LED strip round each of the levels. And then I've fitted a pressure switch at the top, so when you close the door, the light goes off, open it, it comes back on again. How good is that? I've also fitted a little isolation switch there, so if I do want to leave the cupboard door open for any reason, I can turn the light off. And I've also put a light under the cupboard there, so with the extractor one and that, you lit up nicely there, so you've got a food prep area to work with. It's looking good. I think that's pretty much kitchen finished now, so let's get a few finishing touches in, make it look a bit more homely. kitchen finished. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'll catch you on the next one. Get building a bathroom next. And I'm pretty much done.